Guys, I am back again in the shop. Random shop noises in the background, but something else awesome from Olight. And you may have already seen the video on the Seeker 2 Pro. The only reason it's here in this video is because of the Seeker 2 Pro, you could get this M1T Radar Plus for free. And I'm going to give you details on how that works. Well, after we do the whole review and test on this light. So, cool light. If you haven't seen the video on this, there'll be a link in the video description. Both these lights, new from Olight, going on sale May 3rd. But let's focus on the M1T Radar Plus right now. So I brought along my M1T Radar just to compare it to the M1T Plus. And you can see already there's a pretty big difference there. So let me show you some specs real quick. So the M1T Radar is a pretty good, it can be tactical, it can be EDC, small, pocket-sized light. One of the things I didn't like, I shouldn't even say that I didn't like, but you know, one of the negatives, one of the detractors to me is its small size. Now I know that can be great in a variety of situations, but I have pretty big hands. It kind of gets lost in my hands. It's great if you want to put it in a pocket, but what if you want something a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful? Same features, but you know, just bigger, better, faster. And the M1T is a really good light. Don't get me wrong, but the M1T Radar Plus kind of takes all that into consideration and is a step up where Olight kind of addresses where a lot of people said we just like it, the same light, but bigger. So, read me. So let's take a look at what we've got in the M1T Radar Plus. And you see, it's not huge. It's not a giant, it's not everything times two. It's just big enough to fit a second battery in, give you a little bit more real estate on the barrel to hold on to. And by putting that second battery in, it lets you throw out that much more light. So weight is a little bit more, size is a little bit more. But I mean, just barely. And what you're buying in terms of benefits for that extra size and weight is really increasing the light that you're going to be able to put out there. And a lot of people, a light this size would be a bit more comfortable to use than a light this size. So we're going to take a look at all of it. So opening up our little accessories, we've got the standard lanyard. We've got our instructions. So I'm going to attach the lanyard before I do anything else. You can see that the Radar Plus is powered by two CR123As, which comes loaded in there. Now these are not rechargeable. These are use and dispose of alkaline batteries. You can use rechargeable versions of these. However, there is no ability to recharge these batteries inside of the flashlight, so you're going to need a battery charger separately to do it. Oh, it's on. Starting off, you've got a little bit of a timer safety feature on this. After 5 minutes of the highest 800 lumen power mode, it will slowly start gradually powering down to about 50% to 400 lumens. Now you can always put it back to 800 lumens if you want, but the whole idea is not waste your battery, not overheat your light if you don't need it. If you've maybe turned it on and forgotten about it, if it got turned on by accident and turned to that mode by accident. 800 lumens is a lot of light. It's still not as much as some of the biggest, fanciest lights out there, but 800 lumens, that's a lot of light. So that's a nice safety mode to have. So you have a total of 3 modes here. So you have your low and your high, your 15 lumen low mode, your 800 lumen high mode, which gradually, again, leave it after 5 minutes constantly, will slowly gradually reduce to 400 lumens. And you also have a strobe mode. There's 2 modes of operation as well. So you have a constant on, or you have a momentary. So you can momentarily hold the button down if you're just, using in a tactical situation with a firearm. Just imagine I've got a gun, right? And I just want to illuminate a small area for a little time, let it go, okay? Or you can actually turn it on with the button and it stays on. Now it takes a little bit of getting used to change this, so it automatically defaults to the high mode. If you want to change it rather to the low mode, you have to double half click. Don't turn it all the way on, and then you can press it all the way down if you want to stay in low mode. It is a little bit complicated to grasp at first. So it's always going to default to high mode. So your 800 lumens, double, and you've got it on low. Let go and it's going to go back to high. Double and you're back on low. You can then press again fully to keep it on your low 15 lumen mode if that's what you want. If you want your strobe mode, so here's your strobe warning, you rapid triple half press. And then you've got your strobe mode, which is, I believe, half the full power at about 400 lumens. So there are a lot of people who don't need a big fancy light with lots and lots of different features and different modes. Some people just want, you know, a small tactical light that they're going to use, again, in conjunction with the firearms, or, you know, just something. So not everybody needs a big fancy light with lots of features. Some people might want a small tactical light that they're going to use with, you know, just the 2 brightness levels. The other thing is EDC wise, you might not need a whole bunch of fancy modes and different light levels and different, you know, methods to change it. So here's another time where, you know, this would come in handy. Comparison right here of the difference in light, and I think you can really tell when I put them side by side. You can really tell the difference in brightness. And all right, there we go. So I have the M1T on the right, I'm sorry, the M1T on the left, the M1T Plus on the right, and you can really tell the difference. This is high mode for each of them. Take a look at the difference in the light. I mean, it's so noticeable. They both look like cool lightsabers here, but I mean, you can even tell that this light, the power starts to fade off before this light does. And no strobe mode. The little one. Some people don't need a strobe mode. Some people don't know what you'd use it for. Some people don't care. But it's just an added feature you get with the Raider Plus that you don't get with the Raider. So both of them have the reversible clip that allows you to deep carry in a pocket, but also attach it to the bill of a hat, so you can use it hands-free. So when I do the test outside tonight, I'll bring both, and I'll show you an M1T versus an M1T Plus, so you can see how each one really does work in the dark. Okay guys, you're looking at basically a nearly pitch black screen right now. So if you don't know how I normally do these flashlight tests, keep watching. If you do know but you want to hear it again, keep watching. If you do know and you want to skip right to the flashlight, you know, past the explanation, I'll put a little time code here what you can skip to. But here is what we're going to do. I have a piece of glow-in-the-dark material here that I would, you know, use for making knife scales and stuff. I have some reflective 550 cord, regular 550 cord with a reflective ribbon sewn into it on the fence at the end of the yard, and I have the camera zoomed in a bit towards the end of the yard so we can see it real well. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the brightest setting to charge up the 550 cord. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the brightest setting on the flashlight to charge up the glow material, just so that we can, you know, see how much light energy that light puts into the material, and then we'll check it when we're all done with the test too. And then we're going to go through the various modes of the light out here so we can see how strong the beam of light is, how well it lights up the yard, how wide the field of regard of the light is, and basically how it all looks on camera. A little bit of wind out here, so we're going to hit the M1T Plus on the material. It's pretty bright. I mean, it's very bright. Pretty good. Bright enough to read by, like some of the other Olights we've seen. Nice. Okay, we'll keep tabs on that as we go. So I've got the Raider and the Raider Plus out here. So we're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to show you the high power mode on the Raider first. You see that? And now the Plus. Do you see how much light was added and how much brighter the Plus is? There's the plus and the Raider, and it's subtle, you know, because the camera's adjusting to the light, but there is a definite difference here in what it is. So let's back up. Let's start with the low power mode, and see the camera's actually having trouble adjusting and focusing in this low light, but you can see the 550 cord out there, right? And you can see my hand in front of the camera. You can see some of the grass out there. It is a decent light for your, you know, general stuff. Not too much light, not generating a lot of heat. Not a huge wide field of light, but a good light. And let's bring it back to our bright light. Now, even though you can see kind of the spotlight of light, you see it really does give you a wide field too. So this is at about 45 degrees off. And the other way. It really does give you a good quality of light in a simple package. So you don't need all the fancy options. You don't need 5 different light levels. Just a simple lightweight light. Let's try to get to the strobe. There's the strobe. And back to your regular light. So I think this is, for just about any situation, all the light you need, generally speaking, EDC-wise at least. Now, if you find yourself that you do want a higher lumen light, they make plenty, but this, for a lightweight, small-size pocket light, is awesome. I mean, light compared to weight ratio, it's great. I just like seeing that 550 cord being reflective. It is nice to have the options of some of the other ones that give you all those different modes and you know, wider variety, but again, when you don't need all that and you can just use a nice, simple, lightweight, less expensive light, this is a great way to go. Glow material still going strong. Let's see, let's find those Olight words again. Yeah, fading out. Camera's having a lot more trouble focusing on the words in this lighting than it did when we charged it up with the Seeker 2 Pro, with how much light that charged it up with, but it's still there. Okay, let's take it inside. So what'd you guys think of the Raider Plus? Nice, simple light, a little bit bigger than the, you know, the Raider, but when you either don't need or, you know, just don't want to throw down a whole lot of money on a more complicated light, on a brighter light, when you're just looking for something that's good for your general EDC or like a simple tactical kind of shooting light, I think the Raider Plus definitely exceeds what the Raider, the original M1T, does, and I think it does it pretty well. I love the size. I love that it actually doesn't just disappear in my hand the way the original Raider does. I think it's a great improvement on what was already a really good light. You know, something like this definitely fits a really good niche between your, you know, ultra bright, high lumen, lots of functions, and your simple little kind of pen light sort of light. You know, something that gives you just a few simple modes, but a good brightness for, again, I mean, literally your everyday kind of carry, kind of use. It does really well for that. So remember, you can buy one of these, or you can get one of these absolutely free if you check out the Olight sale. You spend $169 or more in the Olight sale, and you'll get yourself this M1T Raider Plus for free, or just buy yourself an M1T Raider Plus. But if you're going to buy some cool, dependable, high-quality flashlights, and, you know, you're looking at some of the fancier ones, why not get yourself one of these free as well as a backup, or you know, something to keep in the car. Again, part of an EDC loadout, or just whatever. It's a really nice light to have for something lighter when you don't need the size, weight, or all the functions of something else. So what do you guys think of it? Do you guys think it's a good improvement on the regular M1T? Did you see the difference there? Anybody prefer the original size, the smaller size over the larger size? Or, you're happy to see this kind of hit the Olight lineup? What do you think, Katie? So since we're putting this out here with the big release of the Seeker 2 Pro, there's going to be a link to the Seeker 2 Pro video in the video description. So you can kind of check them both out. So check out what this does. There'll be an Olight link in the video description as well. I'll have this on my Amazon influencer page when it's available, if you want to, under flashlights, if you want to check that out over there. Make sure you check the video description for all the cool links there. There's lots of cool links in there. I'm open to suggestions for what else you guys would like to see in the flashlight test. Please do let me know that. There's email addresses in there that you can send those to as well. So, feel free. The ideas from viewers are always the best ideas I get to incorporate into new videos. All right. So I look forward to hearing from all you guys. What do you think of this light? And, what cool suggestions do you have for new things we can test flashlights on? That being said, I'm going to let you peruse various links and different things. And remember, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.